Welcome to Yellow Panda Power.
Yellow Panda Power, and I'm with my wonderful brother, Jonathan Woollard. Nice to be with you.
Nice to be here as well. Welcome.
And it's super exciting because we are at your new gym. Tell us how this all came about.
So I've been a kettlebell instructor for 5 or 6 years now, and have been teaching people kind of in this area and around London, how to use kettlebells correctly, safely, how to get the most out of them. And I basically, I work out of other gyms, rent spaces, things like that, and thought it would be a great idea to actually just build a space of my own where I could teach people. I could bring other like-minded trainers in here so they can work in here as well. We build a community of people that are looking to take health and fitness a bit more seriously, look to debunk the myth that fitness is this, elitist thing.
Yeah.
That.
So you're running a free class here, aren't you? Tell me about that.
Yeah. So every Thursday night we run a class called Velocity London. It's in conjunction with there's another class that. A good friend of mine, Craig, runs in Coventry under the same name, just without the London.
And that's on a Friday, you said?
And that's on a Friday, yes, yeah. And basically, one of the things we're doing is we're building a community of people that come in, train for free. It's what we're doing is we're showing the idea of what we as individuals can actually do, or the capacity that we've got for work, breaking through kind of mental barriers as well as physical barriers in a controlled environment. Everything's done as a team, so you're working together with other people to kind of achieve as the most that you can in an allotted time. And we're hoping that then jump starts for those people a health, a fitness
a
journey.
desire,
Yes, yeah. And a lot of that is about, we try and do all these, wonderful, crazy things without actually building our engine first. So you wouldn't run, you wouldn't think that you could run a world-class 100-meter sprint without kind of having good foundations. But yet people think that they can come into a gym and exercise at the level that elite athletes do without doing the foundational work first. So it's all about building that foundation, building that engine, and going from there.
And what got you into training?
So as a kid, I was always very athletic. Going into college in the States, I was wrestling, and actually into kettlebells when they first kind of came back into the West as such, very early 2000s. Had a bit of a health scare, as we know, and started getting back into fitness again. But the traditional gym method of going in, kind of working out with weights in let's say a traditional way, wasn't really working for me. So that's when I started to looking into other alternatives, looking into kettlebells, things that were getting me strong. The aesthetics were not important to me. I wanted to get healthy, and I wanted to get strong, both in body and in mind as well. And that's my journey with health and with fitness, and with kettlebells has kind of gone hand in hand, because I believe kettlebells are one of the best tools that we can use to achieve that.
Why do you think kettlebells are such a good tool to achieve that?
So it's massively versatile. You can do almost anything with it. It's very simple. It's as we see behind us. You can have one tool, one piece of equipment that you can use at home. You can go to a gym and use. You need a very small variety of different weights potentially. But what it does is the kettlebell challenges you. It challenges your core. It challenges your ability to produce power. If you don't use the kettlebell correctly, you can't produce power. So, some of the movements we use, especially the hinge, is probably the most powerful movement the body is able to do, but it's so underutilized. I mean, a lot of what we do, I'll spend an hour and a half just teaching someone how to hinge without weight or without anything, because we've kind of over time lost the ability to do our most powerful movement. So,
what is a hinge?
So a hinge basically is, if I can stand up and show you, that's probably the easiest thing. So if I'm standing up, the hinge is very simple, but quite often very difficult to get. So my hinge is here. Okay, so I'm hinging back.
So it's a bit like a kind of seated position type thing.
So if I'm going to sit back into a chair, I would hinge. Okay.
And how do most people do it?
Most people will have their knees go forward, so they'll squat.
Okay.
Or they'll keep their legs straight.
But
and
what
they'll
you're
do this.
doing, so what are you doing differently?
So basically my hips are moving backwards.
Okay.
So I'm not sitting down, I'm sitting back, and I've got soft knees.
Okay, I want to try.
Yep.
So I'm going to go back,
yeah,
like that.
Back, yeah, but now you're squatting.
Okay.
So before you start squatting, so go back as far as you can, and then make some space with your knees. Let your knees come out into a hinge. So if I'm going to jump, right? So what do we do when we jump? Okay. Do we jump? Have you ever seen anyone jump like this?
Probably me.
Yes, but it's not very powerful, and you're not going to get very far.
No.
So how I would jump is I would do this, which is a hinge.
Yeah.
And I would jump up, or I would jump forward.
Okay.
So when you start to talk to people about that, like how would you jump, how would you move, and they go, oh yeah, I can do that. But then you try and isolate that movement, and they don't really get it or understand it. So.
And why is it important that people do that properly?
Because if you don't do that if you don't do that properly, you don't get a powerful movement. Okay. Two, one of the big things, everyone says, oh, kettlebells hurt my back, right? That's because you're either not hinging properly, or you've got a disconnect between your arms and your body. So therefore the bell.
So then it all goes on your shoulder.
So it goes in on your shoulders, your arms, your back, as opposed to your hips, your core. Yeah. So if I'm hinging with a weight, right, I need. Kettlebell swing is a great example. Yeah. So when I'm in this position, I need connection to my body, and the bell's behind me, right? When I'm up in this position, which is the top of the swing, I need connection with the body. Then I lose that connection, or the arms come out, and then when the bell comes back down, I reconnect, and then I start my hinge. So I'm in that athletic position. So I'm using that weight. It's a ballistic movement. I'm using that weight to get my hips to drive forward, create that power, and then letting the bell come up, letting the bell come back down, and then I'm back in the hinge again. And what we see a lot of people do is they'll lift the bell up, right? And then they'll hinge back while the bell's still out here. So there's no connection between the arms, the bell, and the body.
But you bring the arms down first.
You let the arms come down and connect with the body, and then hinge back. So the movement is all about the connection. Yeah.
And I guess part of that's so important because so many people's core is so weak, isn't it? So learning how to do that properly, you're strengthening the area that we need for everything, really, don't we?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah.
It's amazing. And have you found that there's a really nice community around the whole kettlebell thing?
Yes.
Or is that what you're creating?
So that's what we're trying to create. And we talk about kettlebells. That's my preferred tool of choice. We also have ski erg, assault bike. We do a lot of body weight stuff. We've got bars that we hang from. We do pull-ups. Various slam ball exercises and things like that. So we use a variety of things. And what we're trying to build is a community of people that kind of start to realize their own strength, their own ability. We get women who will pick up an 8-kilo kettlebell and go, oh, I can't swing that. That's far too heavy.
I mean, that is tiny though.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
And then within half an hour, 45 minutes, they've got
16?
Our friends, 16 kilo, and they're going, oh, that feels a bit easy. So,
is it just because they've got the right technique that
Yes.
it becomes easy?
yes, and you're actually using, if you think about like what your hips, what your glutes, what your hamstrings, what your core, if you think about what that can move, I mean, that moves your body every day, right? And
which weighs a lot more than 8 kilos.
And if we think about an 8 kilo bell, and people are struggling to move that, it's because they don't know how to move it efficiently.
Yeah.
So we then get some efficiency in their body, in their movement,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden the 16 is easy, and within a couple of weeks they're onto the 20 or potentially the 20, the 24. The great thing is that understanding of what we can actually move. So they might be in a mainstream gym with 2 kilo dumbbells, doing front raises and side raises and prancing around doing God knows what, but never actually building their engine, getting themselves strong. It's all that fluffy outside stuff they're working on without actually getting the engine working well. So when we get people in here using, good technique, good weights, actually building that engine, they start to realize how strong they are, how strong they, the potential of what they can do, and that they're actually a lot stronger than they thought they were already. And then we can
build from that point.
Bring them on a journey from there. And that's that's a physical thing, but that's a mental thing as well.
Yeah.
So this whole journey is as much mental as it is physical.
And so with your work here, so you're going to be doing one-to-one, or you are doing one-to-one sessions with people here, and then you're doing the free class on a Thursday. And are you running any other classes?
So we'll have a kettlebell educational class. There'll be a six week blocks that we'll run, and that'll be we'll get about 8 people max in here, and that'll be running at about £10 to £15 per person per class. You need to sign up for the 6. You can join partway through, but you need to do a couple of catch-up sessions because one leads into the other. When we do the block of 6, we then potentially start again with another group, and if that first group want to then take it to level 2, then we can work that as another class in there.
Amazing.
There's also a couple other people that are training clients in here as well, for anything, another kettlebell person, calisthenics and bodyweight, and then self-defense and Krav Maga in here as well. So lots of different stuff going on.
And how do people find out about what you're offering? Is that, where do they go?
Well, so at the moment, there's, the beauty of this, of setting up here is that I live in this area, and I know a lot of people. I do a lot of work with the local rugby club. I've got, a fair amount of community connections. So at the moment, I just talk about it. And then there will be a website, which is yellowpandapower.com, and through that we'll be advertising the different classes we do, different options. We're also in the process of starting a website in London, something along the lines of the London Kettlebell Collective, where if people want to learn how to use kettlebells correctly in London, we've got about 4 or 5 people around London that train and teach in different areas, and we can push people in the right directions. Then there's many workshops through the RKC, Strong First and Deviate, which are 3 kettlebell communities, kettlebell schools, let's say, that when we've got workshops and things like that, we'll post them all on there, have a little blog session and things like that. So that will hopefully be coming at some point during the summer. Now,
with your fitness, I want to talk a bit about nutrition as you pick up the smoothie.
Wasn't planned.
No, I know.
Yeah.
So with fitness, I'd love to know how fitness, because obviously you do now a lot of work, you're jacked, aren't you?
I'm Jonathan, not Jack.
But you do a lot of physical work now, working, doing all the kettlebells, really getting, as you said, your body into such great shape. What have you found is super important for you, for your health and your well-being and your training?
So we're all different. We all have different, we all have different things going on in our body. I really don't think there's a one size fits all for nutrition. I'm not a nutritionist, so I don't give people recommendations in that way.
Tell me about what you do.
But I can tell people what works for me.
Exactly.
So I generally, and this depends on my workload
Yeah.
and my training load. I fast quite a lot. I tend to do one long fast a week. And when I mean long, we're kind of 20 to 24 hours. And then the rest of the time, it's anywhere from 16 to 20 hours general. So I'm usually kind of eating my first meal at about 2, 3 in the afternoon, and then trying to finish up about 6, 7 in the evening, trying to just get maybe 2, sometimes 3 meals during that time. I tend to get, I've got a protein quota for the day that I like to hit, which is 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body weight.
Yep.
So take the fat out of it. So if I'm 10% body fat, let's say, I'll knock 10% off of my weight, and that's the number of grams of protein that I want to have a day. Now, if I'm not, if I don't hit that, I'm not going to eat again later just to hit that quota, because I love a nice long period before bed. My sleep's a lot better if I haven't eaten for a few hours before I go to bed. And I kind of track that through resting heart rate, HRV, stuff like that. And from a point, so prioritizing protein, I don't eat meat. A lot of that's coming from plant sources. All You Need. We've also got the
All You Need
protein powder as well. I try and eat as much real food as possible. And then when outside of the protein side of things, I then focus on on basically vegetables and things that get kind of nutrient dense things. By default, I'll get some carbs and some fats in addition to the protein. So so
tell us what would go into your smoothie normally.
Right. Well, this particular smoothie, you'd have to ask Mariola. Not that she makes all my smoothies, but so I'd go. Usually, I'd definitely go 25 grams of All You Need Superfoods. So that ticks my adaptogens, my mushrooms, my magnesium,
B12, vitamin D,
vitamin C, all that fun stuff, and about 14 grams of protein in there as well. I'll then probably put a handful of nuts in there, just up the fats, even though that's got 5 grams of MCT, coconut fat in there. So nuts, bit more protein, bit more fats. Probably get some frozen fruit in there.
What's your favourite?
Blueberries. And frozen fruit.
Antioxidants.
Frozen fruit over fresh fruit, because it's colder and it makes a smoothie cold, and I don't have to add ice, so on and so forth. So nothing more complicated than that.
And did you know wild blueberries, actually, I don't know if you've hit the wild blueberry thing, wild blueberries are amazing. Nutrient density is like 10 times more than normal blueberries. Incredible. Sometimes
when I open the freezer, I see them dancing around and partying a bit, so maybe I do have the wild blueberries. And then, other stuff I'll put in there. I've got some puffed quinoa, which goes in there. High in protein, but some carbs as well. That's pretty much it. And then I'll just blend it together. Usually I use some coconut milk because I love the flavor of coconut milk. It's coconut over other plant milk. For me, it's flavor. Even though we can't call it milk anymore. Plant-based milk alternative. And then just whiz it up and good to go. Sometimes I'll put some bee pollen in there if I want a bit more,
And obviously we've got the All You Need Protein Plus now, which has got probiotics, it's got prebiotics, it's also got a higher velocity of protein. So when you add that, I've started adding that to up my protein, because I'm not massively great on protein consumption. So that's really helped me, having a scoop of the All You Need and a scoop of the protein. Plus obviously the probiotics are really good to get in there. And I think, so that would, being boring for a second, if I do a scoop of protein, I do a scoop of this, we're on to about 40 grams of protein. If I put some nuts in there, some of the puffed quinoa, I'm 50, 60 grams of protein in there. So for me, that then becomes a meal. That's almost half your protein intake, isn't it? And we've got things like the Pro Performance, which is a tincture that is incredible, isn't it? Do you use that before your training?
So I take that in the morning. I find the shilajit and the adaptogens and the mushrooms in there really kickstart my day. I don't take anything before training as such, so I'm not looking for a quick fix. I'm not looking for a caffeine buzz, a sugar buzz. I usually train fasted. I don't find that I'm any stronger if I've eaten or not eaten. I don't find that my endurance is any better eaten, not eaten. So usually it's easier if I train in the morning or early afternoon. I usually haven't eaten before then. So I've got a certain capacity to do a certain amount of work, let's say, in the day. I set myself up in the morning, and then I get into training, and I let my body and my mind kind of take over and do the work that it can. I'm not looking for a buzz to help push me through that next set, that next rep. You go deep inside your mind, and that's we probably, I mean, if we look at, you've got stories of mothers that lift cars to save babies and things like that. So our bodies can do a hell of a lot more than our mind lets us. Totally. So learning how to get into your head and get your body to do more is, far better than any, caffeine or sugar buzz.
And I guess also the thing is, if you're eating good nutrients all of the time, then you've set yourself up already. It's not like you need that buzz to get you through because you're lacking in the actual energy. It's like what you said about building those building blocks up first. If you've got that energy always, then that's going to propel you through it more.
Yeah.
I mean, the Pro Performance is great because you've got pine pollen, you've got schizandra, you've got lion's mane, you've got cordyceps, you've got shilajit. So you've got some great adaptogens, ashwagandha, to really support you and fuel you. Do you want to go and grab it, Johnny, quickly?
Absolutely.
We can show everyone the Pro. And also the we've also got some new drink mixes as well. So this is Pro Performance. It's a liquid tincture, and you take like that, 5 to 20 drops. Keep it under your tongue if you can.
Sorry, what was that?
5 to 20 drops. 5 drops at a time generally.
And so if you're taking 5 drops a day, that will last you for about 4 or 5 months. So yeah, I mean,
I'm going to be flying out of here. And obviously we've got, Johnny, do you want to grab all the bits? We can have a quick chat about all the other things we've got.
So
we've got a couple of new things, don't we, as well?
So
new drinks.
we've got the creatine and the protein.
So tell me about creatine. And do you want to grab the drinks and bring them over now? And we can talk about those in a minute.
So creatine's awesome. It's the most largely studied sports supplement ever. Helps with recovery. Helps with kind of building muscle. Also, there's a lot of data coming out now that it helps with cognitive function. So helping support, especially let's say in like women, getting kind of to the tail end of your 30s and onwards, with keeping muscle mass.
Because obviously, as our hormones change, perimenopause, menopause, muscle mass drops, doesn't it?
So creatine is great in to help support that. You've got a lot of people now coming out and talking about that they're taking
talking a lot about creatine,
which has been great for for health and.
So would someone add that into a smoothie? Would they put it in their water?
So I put 5 grams of that in my water in the morning.
In your water.
But you put it into your smoothie.
So
however,
it doesn't matter wherever
I mean,
it's
the
in.
great thing is there's no calories in this. So if I'm fasting in the morning,
it's fine.
It's nice and easy to get it out of the way. Again, some people say take it before you exercise, after you exercise, while you exercise.
Kind of doesn't matter though.
Yeah,
just get it in your body and you're good.
Yeah.
And we've got some really exciting new drink mixes out as well, don't we? So Arise is a cacao and mushroom hot drink blend. So if you don't want that caffeine, then this is a perfect thing to be having. Mixture of cacao, chicory, coconut milk powder, ashwagandha, reishi, turmeric, chaga, lion's mane, coconut sugar and hemp. So that's a...
Did you do that all in one breath?
I did. So that's a really good thing. Teaspoon, add it to hot water, milk of your choice, and you've got a great drink that's going to fuel you and give you energy.
And so that is, how many servings would you get out of that?
So that's 30 servings.
30 servings,
yeah.
great. Okay.
And then we've got Supercharge, which is a new one as well, which is Gynostemma. I love Gynostemma. It's one of my favourites. Gynostemma, ashwagandha, lion's mane, moringa, lucuma, shilajit and stevia. So this is great for if you're fasting because you've got no sugar in there. So you can have this at any time of the day to give you that fuel. But it's all those adaptogens that are really supportive and uplifting to the body.
And I think what these drinks do, especially the Supercharge, is it does everything you think you're going to get from caffeine.
Yep.
And then it doesn't do any of the stuff that you actually get from the caffeine, if that makes sense. So
any of the negative impacts that the caffeine has. So you don't get the drop afterwards, you don't get the strain on the adrenals. So you're getting that sustained uplift because it's supporting you with nutrients, which is kind of how we want to be, don't we?
Absolutely.
I always liken it, caffeine. I've not had caffeine in over 17 years now. And I liken caffeine to like whipping a horse. So it's like, if you're tired, if your horse is tired, do you want to whip the horse to go, or do you want to love and nourish that horse to action? And for me, that love and nourishment is the way to go every time. So if you want to know more about any of these products, check out the website allyouneedsuperfoods.com, and you can see all of these brilliant products. Also, there's loads of recipes, there's loads of videos. We've got a great mailing list, a newsletter that goes out every week on a Friday for All You Need. So there's a lot of ways of how you can take and work with all of these things. So final parting tip. What would you like to share with everyone if they're on a health journey? What is your number one takeaway for them, Jonathan?
I would say don't look at fads. Don't look at what all the mainstream kind of press is saying or what people are doing. Research a little bit more into what makes you strong, what makes you healthy, what challenges you. Get uncomfortable.
But not painful.
And see if there's someone in your area that's kind of talking sense about those kind of things, and give them a shout, and find out a bit more about what they're doing, and get part of a community.
Yeah, I think the community aspect is such an important thing. And you're on Instagram, aren't you?
Yes, Yellow Panda Power.
And All You Need Superfoods is the All You Need version of that. But Yellow Panda Power. So you can talk to Johnny, see what he's doing. yellowpandapower.com will be live very soon, so people can check out the classes and what you're doing. Great talking to you, and well done. This space looks amazing. Really, really excited.
Thank you.